Biafra will come. You either allow us to go in peace or you are going to remain pieces and Biafra will still go. And you see this thing we are asking now, that you must recognize the Biafra referendum. It is going to end in the round table when the stupid and foolish ones have died in Biafra land. Many of those terrorists they are sending, they are going to die, all of them in Biafra land. You cannot just come to kill us and we watch you and fold our arms to watch you kill our women and children. It's not possible.
Only one, under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing program wherever you are watching from. I urge you to please kindly like and share to all platforms, share to family and friends, share to everyone that is close to you. This is the time for radical evangelism. Let us continue to push this message across to the whole world. You are all welcome to this very platform, a platform that belongs to the United States of Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the command and control of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze. As you are seated, please watch closely to this very platform, and every information we disseminate are exactly and correct. Informations coming directly from the office of the United States of Biafra. Please watch closely and listen. In this program, you are going to hear from our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze, on how she responds to the blackmail and propaganda from some of the media members in the United States of Biafra who are pushing lies and confusing Biafrans with wrong information. Please listen to her information and you'll be glad you did. Let's hear her.
Welcome, Biafrans. Thank you so much today for again coming in today for us to do what we know best, which is doing the fundraising we usually do. Today is a general fundraising for the mostly, let's call it the diasporans. We are here to continue to raise money for humanitarian purposes, which includes defending our men, our women, our youths that are being murdered daily by the Nigerian terrorist state, helping those whose their homes have been burned down, torn down, innocent Biafrans whom their businesses have been razed by fire, destroyed by the Nigerian terrorist state. We are raising money again today as a new nation, the United States of Biafra, which was declared in Lahti, Finland on November 29, 2024. We are raising money to build our nation from the devastation done by Nigeria to our people, our nation, our environment. Before I start, I'll go ahead and thank our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who is still being held today in DSS dungeon as we speak. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is still being held today by the Nigeria state because he was fighting for the freedom of Biafrans. Because he wanted us to live in a nation, in a country where you are not being judged by your tribe, by your religion. You don't get position by your religion, by your tribe, or who you know. He's held today because he wants us to exist in a nation where you do not have reintegrated terrorists being hired into the military and police and security forces. And they are being sent out with AK-47 to kill those who do not align with the belief of the government in power. That is what our leader Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for. And that is why he is being held today by President Tinubu of Nigeria. We remember our leader today. We thank you, our leader Nnamdi Kanu, for what you do. We thank you for your resilience. Because of what you do and where you are today, we are doing what we are going to be doing today and what we will continue to do every single day until that dream is finally realized. That Biafra is a free, sovereign nation that aspires to be one of the best countries in Africa and in the world. Be strong. Do not be moved. Do not let them break you. Do not let them shake you. They may break you physically. They may starve you. They may torture you, but be rest assured that what is going to happen this year will make you happy. I also want to use this opportunity to remember our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, who is being held today by the Finland government. Our Prime Minister has done nothing except the same thing our leader Nnamdi Kanu is doing. Our Prime Minister has presented to the world the heinous crime, the maltreatment, the human rights abuses of the Nigerian state, documented not just by Biafrans, but also by international peace and human rights organizations like the Amnesty International, the OEAS, the United Nations. This has been presented by our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, not only to the Finland authorities, but also to the ICC, to the European Union, and to most world leaders. Our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has done nothing wrong. Because today, Biafra and Nigeria is at a secret war. Nigeria state is currently waging a secret war with United States of Biafra. They invade our territory with armored tanks. They kill our people. They burn down our businesses. They demolish our homes. They make our young men and women disappear. They held our young men, women in several prisons across Nigeria with no access to the legal authorities, to the lawyers that they need to be free. Nigerian state arrest innocent Biafrans, tie their eyes, push them from the police station, forcefully make them sign documents without presenting them in the law court. Move them over to the jail and the prisons. We have instances of an innocent Biafran from Ikembe State that was arrested by the Nigerian police, handed over to the Nigerian DSS. His eye tied, covered, and they made him sign a document without taking him to the court. The next thing, from the Nigerian police station, they dumped him to the Amawabia cell where he is languishing today. This is just one instance. We have thousands of Biafrans scattered all over Nigeria in different jails across the country that have committed no crime except fighting for the freedom, for their self-determination in a country where the state rehabilitates, reintegrates non-terrorists like Boko Haram, like ISWAP, into the military and the police and give them AK-47, ship them down to the southeast and south part of Nigeria to arrest, detain, throw to jail our young men and women without trial. That is what is going on today in that enclave called Nigeria and in the United States of Biafra. Our Prime Minister is still being interrogated by Finland since November 2024. It is 4 months now that Finland, in collusion with Nigeria, continue to detain, continue to interrogate our Prime Minister, the leader of the United States of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, for no court. The Nigerian state has committed more atrocities, have committed more war crimes, have committed more terrorism, more laundering of funds in different aspects of the world. Nigerian leaders, they destroy the indigents, they destroy the citizens. Through bribery and corruption, they launder thousands of dollars that belong to the indigenous citizens in several banks across the world. The Nigerian state, headed by President Tinubu, has not deemed it fit to accuse these politicians of being financing anything, being money launderers. But they are quick to label innocent Biafrans as terrorist financiers. 2 days ago, Nigerian President Tinubu, through the Attorney General of the Federation family, labeled almost 16 innocent Biafrans as terrorist financiers. And some of those innocent individuals are here with us. This is one of the ways that the Nigerian government, headed by President Tinubu, with the Defense Chief Christopher Musa, continue to terrorize, continue to intimidate, continue to subjugate, continue to destroy the economic powers of Biafrans across the globe. You label us terrorist financiers. All we do, we want to live in a nation. We want to have our own country, being able to make our own decision, the right to our self-determination, to choose who is going to lead us. Finland, you did the same. America did the same. Now, Nigerian President Tinubu labeled us terrorist financiers just because we refuse to support a regime that rehabilitates and reintegrates non-terrorists that are sent to our different locations to kill us. Just because we want to stand against the Nigerian terrorist state that collude with foreign partners, foreign nations, to milk our natural resources, the oil in our land, the crude oil in our land, and continue to use that to finance and use that to resuscitate European countries, some countries abroad that are on the verge of collapse economically. Nigerian government signs agreement with them, and in exchange, they promise them they will either arrest or detain 1 or 2 or 3 or majority of the leaders of the Biafra, thinking that that will stop what we are doing. That is why our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is still being held in Finland today for nothing. The crime committed by the Nigerian state which many countries, including the US, have labeled, if you have read the document, Nigeria a failed state 2030. It is one of those documents that have shown that Nigeria is a failed state. There is nothing anyone can do, both by the foreign leaders that think you can come to Biafra land, milk our oil, milk our resources, and then detain our leaders like Nnamdi Kanu, like our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, so that Nigeria state will continue to give you the oil. You are in for a big trouble. That will never happen. Not why United States of Biafra is a sovereign nation. You cannot come to our land, milk our resources, take our natural resources, while our citizens, while our indigenous citizens die of abject, basic needs. No standard medical facility in Biafra territory. No international airport in Biafra territory. No standard railway in Biafra territory. No standard transportation system in Biafra territory. I'm not going to talk about no pipe-borne water. No pipe-borne water in Biafra land. And this is a place, a geographical area where you, as an international country, think you want to continue to milk their resources while our people cannot drink. No pipe-borne water. As you have in your own country, where you can go to your sink, open your sink, and just collect pipe-borne water and drink it. There is none. 99 or 98% of homes you have in Biafra land, they get their water through boreholes. So when you build a home in Biafra land, you have to dig a borehole to supply your house, to supply your home with drinking water. Is that how it is done in the countries where you want to continue to milk our natural resources? No. Those are basic things lacking in our indigenous home in the United States of Biafra. And what our leader Nnamdi Kanu, what our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is doing is to simply ensure that those basic things, the countries that milk our natural resources, those basic things you provide to your people, our leader Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister and a lot of our Nigerian leaders, our Biafran leaders, they want to provide the same services to our people. Your people go to the malls, you shop at the malls, you have toilets, you have water, you have basic amenities, you have electricity in your malls. Have you ever taken time to go to any mall in Biafra land and see the abject poverty, and see no toilet, and see no water, and see how we live? You should be ashamed of yourself if you are any international country that continues to milk the natural resources, that the oil that comes from Biafra land, without taking cognizance of what we and our people go through. But we've said enough is enough. We cannot continue to tolerate that anymore. We are the people. We have conducted a self-referendum where over 50 million Biafrans voted to exit Nigeria. We met in Finland, and on November the 29th, 2024, Biafrans voted and marched to exit Nigeria. As we stand, we are a sovereign United States of Biafra. We are putting the necessary documents on the right tables for recognition. Again, you do not have to recognize us to be a free, independent nation. But we have to do that. We've met all the conditions that made us a nation. Biafra was a nation between 1967 and 1970, and nothing has changed because we've met all those criteria. We have a geographical area, we are building our allies, we have a culture, tradition that is respective, which is unique to our community, to our people. We have a geographical location in the southeast and south part of Nigeria. So we met all the criteria that made us a nation. That is what we are right now. We have written to our neighboring Nigerian state to remove all their military and police people in our land. We have sent out formal notifications for the peaceful resolution and peaceful exit of Nigeria from the Biafra state. We have publicized in formal Nigerian newspapers of the United States of Biafra as a sovereign nation. We've notified the Nigerian President Tinubu and their defense chief Christopher Musa to withdraw all their military and police uniforms, indigenous police security wearing Nigerian military and police uniform and security forces from the Biafran territory. We have a map which we have presented to the world and to the Nigerian state, the map of the United States of Biafra. We've demanded, we've requested for them to move out all their security forces from our land. Currently, the Nigerian state is occupying a foreign land in any space in the United States of Biafra. We ask you to leave. We've written to the different embassies, including the Netherlands embassy, the Finland embassy in Nigeria. We've written to the Nigerian president. Our foreign affairs department continue to notify these departments, the embassies, and these countries that as we speak today, the United States of Biafra is a sovereign nation, and we will protect our land from foreign invaders. Again, I want to let Biafrans know there might be distractions out there from different individuals that are trying to disrupt what we do, being paid by the Nigerian government to disrupt the full defense, the full recognition of the United States of Biafra. I want Biafrans to be mindful and to be aware of these distractors and ensure that you don't pay any attention to them. In every step of the Biafra restoration, the Nigerian state has always planted individuals into the struggle. They did it during Uwazulike's time. They did it during our leader Nnamdi Kanu's time by using the DOS. They did it in this time of our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa's time. They will not stop at doing it. But I want Biafrans to be resolute. Identify these individuals that are being paid by the Nigerian state through the Southeast and South-South delegitimized politicians to disrupt what we are doing, whether home or abroad. Know that they exist. It is your duty to identify them. I also want to use this opportunity to let Biafrans know that the United States of Biafra is funding almost all important activities in our homeland. We are funding the United States of Biafra combatant defenders. The United States of Biafra defense is decentralized because United States of Biafra is running a confederate state. We are running a confederate form of government. So I want everyone to know that the United States of Biafra, we run a confederate state. Confederating state where all the 40 states of Biafra have their own powers, independent, but also somehow dependent on the federal. We do not want to have a system whereby if crime is being committed in one state of the Biafra, they will get a permission from a central location before they Okay. So again, we run a confederate state in Biafra, and part of that confederacy is to give power to the people, give power to the state. That is the way we are going to continue to run the United States of Biafra. Again, like I said, the United States of Biafra is funding our angels on ground based on our capability. The United States of Biafra will run a disciplined nation. That is why we are going to be the best in the world. We want that discipline to start from our nation in all areas, both in leadership, in the military, in the police. The United States of Biafra, we will not condone any act of indiscipline. That is why we will continue to maintain a leadership structure where in every department, there is somebody running that department. When you see somebody under the command of somebody that comes out to make noise in the public, Biafrans, I encourage you to disregard such individuals. They must go through the leader of that department. That is the only time the government will respond. I also want to bring to our attention that the United States of Biafra have our Washington, D.C. office. That office has been concluded, a beautiful location in Connecticut Avenue. We will open our Washington, D.C. office on May 30th, 2025. 3 things we're going to be doing that day will include the opening of our headquarters in Washington, D.C., the remembrance of Biafra heroes and heroines, and also a peace summit of all Biafrans. A committee has been set up today to plan for that event. The ticket for that event will be out any moment from now. And the fee for that ticket is going to be $200 per individuals. Biafrans all over the world are encouraged to be in Washington, D.C. on May 30th, 2025. I also want to use this opportunity to let Biafrans know that the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra already set the structure of this government from beginning to end. Do not be swayed. Do not be carried away by lies. The structure of this government has been laid from beginning to end. I encourage all Biafrans to go and watch the instruction from our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, on the structure of this government immediately upon declaration. That video is out. And on that video, the Prime Minister has told us Immediately upon declaration of the United States of Biafra in Finland, the structure, the four-man committee that he appointed will deliver the structure that we are going to be running, which is what we are running now. Because those four-man committee, they did their job. They presented the structure when we were in Finland. That structure is what we are currently running. Nothing has changed. Anybody that tells you anything different are part of those paid to disrupt this. Please do not join them. Again, I want to bring briefly to the notice of the recent publication by the Nigerian state to include innocent Biafrans as terrorist financiers. I want to let the world and Biafrans know that these are innocent Biafrans doing nothing except what we're doing now. And the Nigerian President Tinubu has included their names as terrorist financiers, while Boko Haram, ISWAP, all the terrorists in Nigeria that ask for ransom, this ransom go through Nigerian banks. This money are paid through Nigerian banks. They are withdrawn. Even if they are not paid, they are withdrawn from Nigerian banks and paid to the terrorists to release people they kidnapped. The Nigerian President Tinubu has not listed those individuals that collected the money, and they have their VIN number, they have their phone number when they call innocent indigenous Nigerians to come and pay them ransom. The Nigerian government has the VIN number, the NIN number of all these terrorists that request for ransom when they kidnap Biafrans. And they've not listed those VIN numbers and NIN numbers, not VIN, NIN numbers. They've not listed them as terrorists. But they are very, very quick to list you and I, to list innocent Biafrans that are fighting for their freedom, to list them as terrorist financiers. That is the word the globalists go with, including Nigeria and Finland and others. They label us terrorists, innocent Biafrans. Some of them are here on this fundraising. Their names were listed by President Tinubu as terrorist financiers. Again, Biafrans, do not be deterred. You must be resolute. Do not be moved by this intimidation by President Tinubu and Christopher Musa. We will continue to do what we do until we all move home in the next 6 to 7 months to our homeland in Nigeria, Biafra lands, sorry. Thank you so much, Biafrans. On that note, I will hand over to our Finance Secretary, Pamdi. Go ahead, please.
May Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to guide our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to guide our Liberation Army. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity, and equity. We move airborne